what's up everyone, TJ here. Today we're out at Copper checking out the Bataleon Blow snowboard, and I've actually spent several days on this board, so you'll see some clips mixed in from other days that I've ridden it. But in this video, we're gonna go through all the tech you're gonna find in it, and I'll share some feedback on how it feels out on snow as well. Let's check it out. All right, for reference, before I get into the tech, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 150 pounds, and I'm riding the Blow 153 today. So this is actually gonna be the entry-level board on Bataleon's lineup. It comes in right around 400 bucks, and it is a freestyle focused board. So it's a true twin, and it runs the staples from Bataleon, which is gonna be their triple base technology, 3D base shape, and a positive camber profile. The Blow runs their Jib 3BT, which is the mellowest variation of it. It's gonna have the widest center base, which offers a big platform for locking into rails and finding a good balance point for presses and butters and things like that. But you still get that 3D uplifted shape, that beveled base and edge on the sides of the board there, running from the nose to just outside the contact points to make the board very catch-free. It's gonna offer a quicker edge-to-edge transition and also offer a bit of a more efficient glide and powder compared to your typical true twin. And while this board does run a full positive camber profile, it's Bataleon's low camber, it's the mellowest variation. Still gonna come through with that more energetic, snappy, responsive feel compared to a similar board with a flat or a rocker profile, but still gonna be very manageable and not super aggressive. Other than that, you're gonna find what Bataleon calls their shock walls, which is a urethane infused sidewall. That's the same material that skateboard wheels are made out of. It has some nice dampening properties and is gonna help mellow out vibrations as you're in the park or going through choppy or more variable snow to make things a little bit more comfortable on your ankles and your knees and just offer a bit more of a smoother ride. It's also built with a biax fiberglass layup, so that's two directions of fiberglass, and maintains a mellower torsional flex. So that's gonna make those fine-tuned adjustments on park features and initiating turns at slower speeds a little bit easier and a little bit more friendly. And the last thing I wanna mention is the base material. So this board runs an extruded base, and what that means for you is less maintenance. You're not gonna have to worry about waxing this board as often to maintain a consistent glide, as well as more durable at-home repairs. So if you scratch the base on a rock or hitting rails or anything like that, you're gonna be able to fix it right at home with a P-Tech stick, and it's gonna last a little bit longer and just be a better repair. So that's always a nice benefit. It also helps keep the cost down since it is a more basic base material. And yeah, solid board at a solid price. I think that's gonna do it for the tech breakdown here. We're gonna get these laps going and we'll check back in later in the day to give you some feedback on how it feels out on snow. All right, it's been a good time out here testing the Bataleon Blow, and let's start off talking about the flex. So this is gonna be a softer flexing snowboard. I believe it is the softest board in the Bataleon lineup. It's a very similar feel to the Disaster and the Wally, but just even a little bit more playful. So gonna make it very easy to get those taller presses. You're not really gonna have to put that much effort into it. You're not fighting against the camber too much just because of that soft flex to really get those more exaggerated type of presses going, which is a lot of fun for butters and flat ground type tricks. Can also help make those rail tricks look a little bit better if you're into doing nose presses, tail presses, and things like that. Definitely a very pressable feeling board overall, and a lot of fun for butters and flat ground type tricks. And something else that I think really elevates that experience is the triple base technology. So like I mentioned before, you're gonna get the widest center base on the Blow here. So when you are leaning into the nose or tail, doing those flat ground type tricks, you do have a larger platform. It's a little bit easier to find those balance points while still being extremely catch-free. You can fully confidently lean into the tips, whether that's the nose or the tail, and trust that the board's not gonna catch unless you really kind of make a mistake and activate the edge. But if you're flat base, lean into the nose or tail, this thing is super loose and super catch free. The camber in this board is gonna offer some decent pop on the exit of tricks as well. Definitely not the poppiest board out there, but considering how playful and flexible it is, I don't think that's something that I found was really lacking in this snowboard. It still has a pretty comfortable feel all around for freestyle stuff when it comes to energy and pop. You know, whether you're just trying to ollie around doing butter tricks or you're actually in the park trying to get onto features, hit jumps or ollie rollers and things like that. And as far as park laps go, this is gonna be more of a jib leading snowboard. It's pretty soft torsionally as well, so gonna be helpful for learning those more technical type of tricks if you wanna learn how to spin on and off of rail features. It's gonna help with those fine-tuned adjustments on the way up to features as well. And it's gonna have a lot of control at slow speeds thanks to that softer torsional flex. So all around for jibbing, pretty much any scenario, this board's gonna have a really great feel to it. As you start to ride larger features or hit jumps and bigger gaps and things like that, I think it does lack some stability. There's really not gonna be a lot there to support you in the nose and tail if you do get your weight shifted outside of the bindings. So if you do hit larger features on this board, definitely focus on landing bolts and keeping that weight centered, just because it's not really gonna have the stability to help pull you back on snow. It's probably gonna be a little bit washy and maybe loop out if you do land a little back seat, but definitely a very park friendly snowboard overall. Could be a great choice if you're just getting into park riding, trying to learn the fundamentals. Definitely a board that could help with the progression or just be a nice playful jibby choice for you more experienced riders. And considering that softer flex and more jib focused design, this isn't gonna be the most capable board for carving and exploring the mountain. It does have a pretty average side cut and waist width. You're gonna get a 25.2 centimeter waist, 7.6 meter side cut here on the 153. So pretty average, gonna feel good at a wide variety of speeds. And one positive I will say with the shape of this board is that you do get pretty blunted tips. So a pretty short nose and tail outside the contact points, which actually gives it a slightly longer effective edge. So you got a little bit of more edge material in contact with the snow to keep it a little bit more in control for this size board, which is helpful for how soft it is. But overall, you know, as you start to push this board, I think you're definitely gonna be able to find the limits as you're out there carving around. You're gonna start to get some chatter in the nose and tail and get a little bit squirrely as you get in higher impact situations and carve with more speed, more G-forces going into the turns. So it's gonna be fun for more mellow cruiser laps and taking a more playful approach to the mountain, but can definitely start to feel squirrely as you get up to higher speeds and get it into those more high impact situations. And I know some of you are gonna ask about how this board feels in powder and soft snow, and there's really not much benefit for powder. At the end of the day, it's a true twin park board. Doesn't really have any extra surface area. It's not especially wide or anything like that. The triple base may offer a bit more of an efficient glide compared to your typical true twin, but definitely not a board I would seek out soft snow with. It's gonna struggle a little bit and make you work for it on those deeper days. Overall, the Blow is gonna be a very playful, easy to control snowboard with a forgiving feel. So it could be a great choice for more beginner riders looking to work on that fundamental progression. Could also be a great choice for you more experienced riders who want something that's very buttery and easy to press. That's probably the biggest standout for me on the Bataleon Blow, as well as the way it feels on jibs. The fine-tuned control you have on the approach and that softer flex, I think, just helps with that rail progression, trying to figure out those more technical tricks. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's the type of riding that you want to focus on with this snowboard, the Bataleon Blow is going to be a great choice. If you want to read a little bit more about it, I'll have this board linked down in the description below. And if you've had a chance to ride this board, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. It'd be great to get some feedback. You can leave any questions for me down there as well. Drop a like if you got some value out of this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We'll have a bunch more snowboard reviews coming soon. I appreciate you guys watching today, and we will see you in a new one next time. Take care, everybody.